Okay, got that one out early. We're going to have a bit of a nerdgasm here. I love watching the new
Bro,
map.
look how bright and vibrant it is. Yeah. Where are we going first?
Okay, well, CT side start for Complexity here. On the attack will be big. They've got 2 smokes, a couple of flashes, and a molly as Faven over towards B main is going to take a bit of a jaunt against Grim, who's on the back of the plat.
This is early. With the smoke up, Faven can scale, or at least have a go. Clears close right, and yeah, wasn't ready for Grim. Sitting back plat now, this crawl from Ruggs into the A's site. It's going to be Floppy receiving them. Having to dance now. He's got support. The supportive flash is found, and tabseN good for the frag. Needs more. Krimbo in the feed as well extends their lead. A man advantage as they commit. Need JT. Can't quite cross the T's. Tap the heads, but Fang can. In partnership with Halzerk, leaves it all now onto Krimbo. Late up mid. Doable. Bomb down and a whole round ahead of him. 60 seconds. Does he really need to isolate these duels immediately? That's enough for now. Convinced one's going to be taking that stairs fight, but both... Oh, damage onto Halzerk. Rings his bell, and now more onto Fang. 1 bullet each. 1 bullet will cut it. Halzerk caught out. And now, oh, Fang, he really did give up the ghost. He ran. He's going for the full round the world maneuver.
Bloody hell. Yeah, this is a very, very long rotation. Krimbo's actually going to double back into him.
Oh my lord.
Wait, hold up. Fang hasn't gone through dark. He's going back all the way top mid.
Who hears who first?
Krimbo's going to have to run canal here.
This is so weird. Fang can hear it. Knows it.
Can't run though. He's going to let the plant go down.
The 1v2.
Oh, it's heard this, surely.
1v1. I think Fang may have made a step. Or his teammates have relayed the information. He's definitely focused on main. Worried about dark as well, but 1 bullet.
Oh!
To the head, and Krimbo saves Big Clan.
Okay, a bit of a wry smile right there. Beautiful stuff. And all that damage, you can see why Fang sold his teammate down the river. They didn't want to get isolated and peeled apart. But instead, they got separated. And Krimbo almost played right into his hands there. So going to be a little bit disappointed with that one, Fang, after the tidy shots he hit. But that was a pretty poor fake, right? They wanted to sell that it was a B fake early. And then you saw late, when Krimbo was coming through the connector, that there was the heaven smoke had missed. A couple little details there from Big, not quite landing, but the shots did. And that's the Pistola.
Okay, we've got a Zeus in play. Of course, our observer's chomping at the bit to see that one in action. I don't think Keto's going to oblige. Does clear closed doors. And Fang's booty might be exposed if he's not too careful. That'll do nicely. Frags come through. Double out of Keto. Rather a triple, actually, excuse me. So farming up a good haul.
Smoke? Yeah, it is. Look at this one.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that I think they were trying to throw an A-split smoke from Ruggs, but it's not meant to land in the sky.
No, not yet.
So 2 rounds and 2 missed smokes from Big. It's a new map. We'll let them off the hook for this.
But also, you know, they are the team that I'd be looking at to come up with some early innovation.
Sure.
You know, they are a team that rely heavily on, you know, rigid teamwork, coordination, and innovation. And I think, you know, a new map is obviously going to be a very quick addition to their map pool.
Yeah, and JT's been known for a pretty good flash. So we might see some nice utility from either team here today.
Yeah, and we saw Complexity look competitive on Anubis versus Na'Vi.
Yes, and tabseN, when Big played this against Liquid, he was instrumental in coming up with these mid flanks, but they're on the T side right now, so we need to focus in on how they want to approach here with the attack. They have thrown the smoke out towards dark early, but won't be playing behind it. They're setting up for some A pressure, which is just being defended right now by Floppy, who's jiggling heaven. So tabseN, Keto, and Krimbo have control of boat. Faven just throwing some misdirection utility onto B to keep the feet planted, make sure they don't rotate too heavily, and syrsoN looks like he wants to activate late. Now this is important. If you come late mid on the flank, you can pressure the players rotating to help either bomb site.
Miss Molly. syrsoN up against an M4 and jumping into the fight still wins it. Fang's going to be frustrated about that one, no doubt. Floppy, pressured now, already up bricks. Keto has taken so much space, and second guessing the molly will be able to lock him out from that beach entrance.
Save if you can. syrsoN's already flanking right now. He's headed all the way back over towards B to cut this off. Now, Complexity are posturing around here, but the longer they wait without a kit, how are you meant to retake?
I really don't think this is wise. They are having a look in. Sure, favored guns, but not in the duels. Keto still takes down JT. Grim giving it a good look in. If Floppy's quick to this fight, yeah, he hasn't found it now. And they will hard commit. Krimbo onto Halzuk. They lose it all. They lose it all, Chad. Big. Not only with a third, but take it all away from Complexity.
And you can see here, again, the game plan to constrict those rotations, right? They did miss some util again. They missed the molly. It's meant to bounce and flush out that door position, but syrsoN gets the kill regardless. And that means they don't have to smoke or molly off the A connector to mid, right? Because they know that their mid players will be dealing with that angle. I think it was Keto actually beelined up the stairs to take that space, knowing exactly that. So back to pistols here for poor Complexity. Not the start they were looking for. Maybe they need some massive heroics from Grim again, who, sure, he's at the top of the scoreboard early with 3 kills, but he was showing some great form over there during the Blast Spring groups.
We got a nice little look there of their double molly to contain any mid-aggression. You can see how that's been affecting Complexity. Couldn't even take the aggressive stance up mid if they wanted to.
I'm just going to walk through B here. And this is a great site to take some aim duels if you're not really up against too much on the other side. You're not worried about an AWP right now.
Grim blind, but so are they. Dips back behind the statue. And yeah, just a little wild on that first click. Faven chunked on down, but the round to go Big Clan's way here.
Yeah, gap in this smoke, but not too much to worry about here. I think Complexity will hang around to see if they could get a kill or two.
Maybe we could, I don't know if he's available, but I know there's one person. Rush, is he still around? I
think he's doing the first 4 best at once.
Okay,
Hello?
So Rush, something
right
you say very often is...
Yeah, hang on, there's some crumbs on the ground.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. You got the Henry Hoover out, but could you regale us with your opinion on T-side Anubis? I know that you've got a particular penchant for the attack.
I love T-side on Anubis. I think it's really
nice. Why is it so fun? Why do you have...
I think people don't know CT side as much at the moment, so I feel like you can get away with a lot. I like nading B main. This position that syrsoN's just in front.
At what time, Rush?
147. I timed this. If you're a T, right where syrsoN is now, throw a nade, 147, you'll get 2 kills.
Yeah, regularly.
Guaranteed.
Well, guaranteed.
Well,
guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like 100% of the time? No.
Every time.
Every time.
All right.
Okay.
Rush, I know that you're going to be enjoying observing this Anubis matchup, so we'll leave you to it, mate.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Whoa. Why does he do that?
I was going to ask him one more question. I was going to say, choose a player right now who's going to get the opening frag. Like, just to use his intuition.
The opening frag.
Who's going to get it? Okay, you're just delaying until you can see where the engagement's coming. You're cheating.
Krimbo.
Okay.
Baited. Nice. All right, well, they tried some nades back. That rally through the windows is something which might become a bit of a fixture here. But the meta is consistently developing, right? So it's hard to really put your finger on the pulse of what's likely. But 2 B, 1 mid, and 2 over towards A. So an adjustment early from Floppy. He's called the cavalry of Halzuk over with the AWP, and they might actually get a duel.
I'm really interested to see how Floppy handles this fight. You know, he's playing this close corner. Halzuk likely takes first contact, and he's playing anti. Makes sense? Flash, Halzuk blind, Floppy, 1! And they know the AWP's there too, but that's bomb as well. Hard committed. Does Halzuk want to fight for this? He's asking for aid, he's got Fang in support, and the bomb still needs to be retrieved. This is scary now for Krimbo. Wants to get out, and his back is turned. The bomb is lost, and perhaps the round is too. Keto has to pull up his socks and regain some control.
Keto needs to wait right now. Faven and syrsoN are working mid. They can flank Fang and Halzuk. They just have to get past Grim, and they have a smoke available to do so.
Okay, well, this is going to get awkward quick for Fang. He has to focus on Akon now. Grim screaming. Oh, but a disrespect to the smoke. He had to. Grim activates 1.5, but syrsoN down as well. JT to the final flourish. And yeah, a great adaptation and setup on that A hold.
He could have tried to beat them on the rotation back to B, old Keto, and it looks like he is definitely going to get away with it. Everybody from Complexity standing put, so the bomb should go down. Keto on for a 1-on-3.
He even has a smoke grenade. You throw that temple. Ooh, he has. Here's him. Smokes the site. And we'll go for the bomb plant. Can't be contested. JT will bide time, wait for his squad so they can pincer in together. They got kits, they got time.
Cheeky. Very cheeky here.
That's actually a naughty one. He's even got info on CT from there.
Going to fade soon, that's the problem.
Yeah, but just a question of if he can find this first one so cleanly. JT, deleted. He expects a second. Fang to come through. Okay, threatening. Very, very threatening from Keto.
Yeah, good attempt, good kill, good bomb plant. So ticking a couple of boxes there because it all went wrong at the start of this round with the bomb overcommitted. And I'm almost 100% positive that this setup here that we just saw with Floppy in that corner, Simple and Bit ran this against Complexity just the other day. So this is the thing, you're going to be pinching from everybody as this map continues to be played here. Grim understanding the situation very well, leers through the smoke, gets favored in the back, does get traded. But then they just keep on coming, these pesky CTs, JT onto syrsoN, and that will be the first for the North Americans. syrsoN now will have out his AWP to match Halzerk on the other side. And a couple of notes being taken.
This is a boost over that mid smoke. Likely pre-aim.
Oh, okay.
He's definitely had his reps through with Anubis. Knows with a deep smoke up, there's only one thing to look at.
The block smoke down towards Dark here just to hold them at bay so they can't go in towards a B split. Can be very threatening if the T's get full canals control and they can creep up and just pinch them towards this site. And Halzerk's orb's now been brought over, so they might task him with that position. JT and Grim to play off of one another. Fang to hold mid, and Floppy now back to anchoring A solo. What a utility here for Big Still. They can throw smokes from these canal positions on towards the site. Maybe we'll see exactly that as Halzerk. Timing.
Yeah, he is starting to activate. I don't know if they're going to be prepared for this. Yeah, it seems like Krimbo's been warned. I think the scope was heard. Information relayed, and 2 for 2. Krimbo caught, turned around, knife out by that AWP. Still, advantage Complexity for this final commitment. Keto is right behind JT. Needed a second. Floppy's done well to secure the round. One would say as tabseN maybe had something more to say about that. My goodness. Yeah, thick and fast, this one for sure.
The amount of 1-on-3s today.
or the amount of 1v3s that go to 2.5.
Yeah, okay.
It's been mad how many close ones we've had. It could have been probably the clutchiest day of play, but yeah, not quite. This is another nasty one. You know, I was just reminded of Krimbo's last death in that A main position. It's just, it's rare to see pros die like that, but obviously new map and a whole new environment.
And you look at the util that was thrown, no wonder he doesn't think there's anybody there. Oh, aggression.
Oh, I like this. Grim, Keto.
Bit of a standoff here.
Yeah, but that nade's going to kind of lead to a spray, I'd imagine. Keto just actually halved. Well played by Grim.
And got away here, but the pressure is still there. So aware something could be close. Flash forward, Flames heard Keto. Can he hit this one? No. Grim denies.
That was ballsy to see the molly and realize it's either take the fight or give him Dark. He opted for the former, and it works. Keto, high flyer for Big Clan, felled early. So advantage Colt on this defense. JT. Oh, looked away. And syrsoN caught him with the timing. That is cruel. Grim's still around. They know he's been a bit of a problem. Just dancing around this angle. They are starting to form up towards B long. He's called for some support. Smokes are in. Counter smoke as well. You can see that lurk for jail access. And they're through. Fang. Good on to Faven. 3-on-3 as syrsoN is just continuing to farm.
Oh, well, picking them apart one at a time. Halzerk and Floppy, 2-on-3 situation. They can still give this one a bit of a go. Halzerk now prying in from CT spawn. syrsoN still alive and kicking here and hasn't really had to move a muscle. The kills have come his way. Might just be a save here.
Yeah, I think they were just hoping to see if anyone fancied giving it up. But yes, syrsoN with the recovery. You lose Keto. Well, syrsoN's there. There is the frag they were waiting for. So tabseN gone. But the round is Big Clan's.
Okay. Well handled there. And that's a position where, you know, are we expecting that AWP to find that much traction from Dark? Well, I guess we'll find out. That was great work. We also saw that Degster clutch back at the World Finals last year for Blast, where he had that 1-on-4 and needed to hit every single shot. So Orb's definitely getting some play in so far on Anubis, but the scoreline 5-2 in favor of Big on this attack.
I'm going to be intrigued to see if we do get like a look at a Big Clan mid-set piece, just because I know that it's a part of the
Well, there we go.
Hey.
We might do, look, at this point, put us in a straitjacket, throw us in a padded cell.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely do fetal position rocking.
We could see one of the because if they can't hear us while it's happening, then they don't know that it's happening, and then we couldn't get them to tell us that it's happening. They might just think we're quiet.
Yeah. Well, they don't anymore. Those are the
now they hear us.
Shots. Yeah. Those are the shots that got them the 5th.
Okay. Well,
seems to be a bit of a, as Rush has outlined, it seems like the T-sides can definitely go on quite the run on Anubis.
Yeah, and when I was on the desk a little bit earlier today, that felt weird, but I was talking to Peacemaker and Yanko, and Peacemaker used the term random, and I think, you know, that can be apt because teams can have a lot more variance in executes and just be a lot more explosive. Hello, Fang. Goodbye, Fang.
They even handled that very well. Good to see him back in business for Big. And Thompson's just charging with the bomb. We spoke about mid. Well, there's the smoke beacon. Nothing for Halzek to provide. He has to just go all the way around, and they can go whatever they want with this. It does seem like Floppy is a little concerned. I'm not sure what that smoke achieves. Definitely gets you nervous, so you can...
Oh, Floppy's dropped out here, I do believe.
Call on Halzek, and poof, double from him. We did lose Floppy. And syrsoN with 1. Catching those rotates upon the fade. Grim going, looking, and syrsoN again with this multi-frag. A miss from Halzek. Problematic. 1v3.
Oh, has to consider the save here, and he's backing off. They know where he was. They might want to start the hunt, so they can press forward for this one big. syrsoN again, just around the world maneuvers here to make sure nothing can be saved. Halzek going to be slamming the desk if he dies to syrsoN in the side right here, and he's not considering it whatsoever. A little bit late to the party. syrsoN, he might be the one not considering this type of a maneuver, and yeah, well, he can't see through the walls, so Halzek may have gotten away with this one. Bit frustrating to go down that way for poor Floppy. You could see there. Like. All right. Well, maybe Floppy did it for us, so we can sort out our mental issues.
So. Something I've heard when you want to reset mentally quickly.
Yeah, have a cold shower?
No, apparently you can just, if you like wiggle and jiggle, you know, you shake it all of it off. Apparently your body just kind of gets so overwhelmed by all the other bits that are going on, it can't
reset.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like when
so I'm going to mute my mic and have a shake, and then you can do it after.
All right. How long?
I'll demonstrate if you want.
All right, hold up. I'm watching. All right. So he's holding his mic button. He's shaking, but because he's holding his mic button, he can't shake with one hand here. So I'm going to shake when I get my chance without the cough button.
Oh, it's actually very liberating.
It did work?
Yeah, I'm a bit out of breath.
So we should tell Floppy right now that he needs to shake.
Yeah, just to kind of mentally reset.
Okay, all right, it's my turn.
A few tech issues. Okay, you got this. So, Markelov.
Yeah, he was an AWPer.
Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. A while ago now.
Some time ago, he did play a bit of CSGO where he decided he didn't want to be an AWPer after being arguably the best AWPer in 1.6.
I remember trying to explore that, and it always just boiled down to him going, I don't like it.
Yeah, which is fine.
Fine.
Like, it's the best answer.
But also,
the worst answer.
So good.
Yeah, he was.
But also, to be fair, the CSGO AWP did not function the same way as their 1.6.
No, not particularly.
Those quick scopes. Yeah. Can't really do that. Well, you can if you're...
Kenny S in the early days of JW.
I think Simple's kind of got that solved as well.
Yeah, I feel if old Marky Mark, if he wanted to, he probably could have. Yeah. But he didn't want to.
Didn't want to. And that's kind of where it ended. And it looks like perhaps we'll be able to get back underway shortly. But yeah, this Hall of Heroes you've been hearing about, you can see all those names you saw Markelov with. The reason I'm bringing it up is just, of course, former Katowice champions.
Do you think that Halzek's perm will make it into the Hall of Heroes?
He permed it.
He did. He went Curly. I asked him, I said, you got a perm, mate? He went, yep.
I respect it.
Yeah. And his inspiration is his family. I asked, who's your inspiration? He said, my family. I was like, all right.
So he's probably looking at like photos of them when they were youths.
Yeah, in the 70s or something along those lines. Now, look, that hairstyle in Australia, and I'm not kidding. I went home for Christmas. First time I've been home in 3 years. I couldn't believe it. Everyone's rocking mullets, which Australians used to do, but not in the time I've been alive.
But it was always, so it's just cyclical, right? So all the people that are growing up don't want to do what the generation's done before, right? So we're with a skin fade, skinny jeans variation. So now Gen Z have gone widest trousers I can. And the most hair at the back as opposed to the fade. You know, like I'm doing the direct opposite of what was cool so that it's my cool, not your cool.
All right.
And then it will just go back again.
Okay, I see.
So once the mullet,
next, then?
the mullet baggy jeans guys grow up, I guess we'll go, I've done Y2K, so where do we go next?
I don't know. There was obviously
there a 2010?
There was the boy band stuff in the 90s, right? We had like Spice Girls, NSYNC. That was all. There was a lot of neon involved, right? There's a whole lot of colors. So yeah, it could be a bit of that.
Yeah, something like that. We do have a replay package for you while we do sort out this tech issue on the stage. But yeah, a couple of attempts at 1v3s already, again, seems to be a recurring trend. And we've learned that Big Plant certainly have a bit of variety to their T side. They have been punishing middle at various occasions, just making it very uncomfortable, admittedly, very uncomfortable for Floppy.
Well, before we got into this round, you were asking if there was going to be a mid play. And there were some details again, right? So that A connector molly was thrown from over towards boat, right, out towards A. And then they even threw that lurk smoke. It kind of got the wind taken out of the sails because Floppy did drop out, but they dropped that smoke at the top of the stairs, kind of in between bricks, stairs, connector area, and then they used that to scale it to the site, right? So some really cool thought out ideas here from Big. And the question is, are they just gimmicks that we'll see once, or do these actually have some legs to them and might become meta, right? That's really what this is all about. And some of the ideas, very, very sound. Just how many times you can get away with them as we'll be coming out of attack timeout. You can hear the music, you know what that means. And Complexity will just be on pistols and that retained Halzerk AWP. Where do we go from here? Because it feels like Big have already got the foot on the throat. 6-2, 4-round lead, likely to grow to 5.
Oh, what are you cooking up here, Krimbo? So, Faven to have an early look. Smoke already landing. Grim with a response of his own, but that is a very quick smoke to be thrown. At least forces early CT utility, and that is of a limited resource. Now, there is that Halzerk AWP, but currently solo A. Unlikely gets to see too much action in this one.
This should most likely just be a B split here, especially where Big are postured. They have Keto very close to Dark early. They have multiple bodies outside of B main here ready to explode. They even have the crossfire, the 180 degrees covered off. And when you have this type of space, you can start to set up your util. You can be a bit exposed otherwise, as Faven, I think he's considering silently dropping off, but here they come.
Well, you get 2 clicks, and that's about it. Faven puts him down. Keto wraps through Dark, and the site is theirs.
I guess damage the name of the game again here. Halzerk needs to be careful not to give this AWP away. And he stayed very safe over towards A during all of this, while Fang, Floppy, and JT have investigated. One of the cleanest rounds I think you'll see throughout. Very simple stuff. Another deeper smoke towards Temple now, and that all but secures it as the bomb halfway gone. No one even having a bit of a prod here, a bit of a probe, nothing to really get the Feckles up on the big side of things. So out they trot, and on the scoreboard we will slap 7. We will be getting into some best of 3s after this one. This is the last best of 1. Well, we won't be getting into some best of 3s. We do have, I believe it's Bardolph and Hawker coming to join everybody here on the main stream. Over on the secondary stream, we've got Launders and Scrawndog.
Oof, I am excited for a couple of these.
What are some of our fixtures here, Alex? Because if people aren't up to date, then...
I mean, Fnatic OG.
That's a nice one.
That sounds like a bit of a bang.
Yeah,
that sounds like a bang, especially considering the way that both of those teams have played. Spirit NIP.
Okay.
I'm curious.
Lots of skill in the server.
Yeah, but also Spirit versus Greyhound isn't a good indicator of what Spirit showed up.
True,
I'm interested to. I think that NIP, the one we've seen, could be a much better indicator of where they're at.
And ends Cloud9. That seems like a tidy game as well. So nice few matches for everybody to keep their eyes on here today. Is again Keto. Same play, same position, and maybe same finish. So you can see just how much real estate he does have here and how quick he can pounce. It's only 2 players on the B site for Complexity right now. 2 holding middle and 1 over towards A. So this is a pretty standard configuration.
Yeah, it's just tough because syrsoN setting up his squad mate from mid. That's a cool one. multiple flashes to support Keto, but still only the one. More util. Dark side smoked off. JT staring at that, wondering what he's supposed to do with it.
Has to be the B finish here. Well, it technically doesn't have to, but it smells like a B finish. There you go, pop flash again, Keto through. Oh, lost in the smoke. Lost in the source, didn't want to commit.
Better of that. Now, they are still gathered long, and they've got 3, 4 Molotovs between them, but that's it. A smoke on syrsoN for Temple.
Lots of indecision here from Big.
What's going on?
They have to finish B now.
30 seconds, lads, and halzerk's now had all the time in the world to get himself set up. In fact, peeking up, actively contesting. Counter molly, 20 seconds, Big. It's a 5v5 as the smoke does land. The setup is going to be so hard to break. I think they might be calling this off. 10, 9, I don't understand. What is this? What game is this? And kill him after time? Push him? Hello, there we go. Birchall with the breakdown.
So I think they wanted to change the execute because Keto backed off of Dark, right? We were talking about the split potential. So
they were doing all those flashes for him.
Yeah, because I don't think when he couldn't make it through the dark smoke, he didn't have the real estate. So he was too scared to go in there. So I think tabseN this entire time is trying to rejig the execute. Hey, I need you to do this. Hey, I need you to do this. And because this is a newer map, maybe not everybody knows all of the key pieces of utility.
Right.
And then they just overcooked it. That took way too long. So yeah, a bit of an orky one there. Oh, that landed quite nicely,
interesting, yeah. Big run up on that one. Oh, JT's got a line up for Keto. Does catch him through the smoke down to half a go on. Finish him with the nade. Treat yourself. Doesn't quite. Keto had yet to advance that far, but faveN and tabseN starting a project towards middle. Held by Fang. JT, an interesting approach to the dark fight. Up close. Fang's got. Oh,
what is he meant to do?
Yeah,
the molly from the A side, the fight from mid.
Like there is no option.
You're screwed. You have to just give it up or sit and die.
Krimbo's util setting up his boys well. halzerk now.
There's that smoke.
Rocking a hard place. That's the smoke you were discussing earlier, but Floppy and halzerk have managed to repel the initial Inquisition. You got 50 seconds. This time Keto was a bit more progressed in dark. There's been enough distraction to facilitate him to perhaps have a little look, a little walkout. JT was actually completely absent. Now returning to hold it.
If Big lose this one, that could be a real problem. 2 of these rounds in a row might feel like a bit of a tilter. The Fang kill was for free. The B hit is coming. And stalled again. Yeah,
it's not, they can't let that happen again. An exception for sure as we're juggling util. Nice molly. Very nice. Still, JT to contest and turns the flash. Doesn't get it done. Krimbo locks it down to make it an 8th. But it's ever since you mentioned that, it's visible. I just saw tabseN kind of essentially going, give me the molly. Give me the molly. I want a molly on the way out.
Yeah, because, look, in maps that everyone's played a whole bunch, nice kill from Floppy there, but that's going to be about it. You're really expecting most people to know as much utility as possible. Because this is a newer map, hasn't been played in officials a lot. All the players say you learn more in officials than you do when you're in practice, right? So you've got some people who are bigger nerds on it, and now, thank God, we can drop the nades, because otherwise you might be screwed in certain situations because someone just doesn't know how to throw something. At least now you can make it happen. It does require, a bit more micromanagement, right? And then you have those situations where someone's dropping a nade and then a push comes and yeah. Yep, we've all had that. I saw you shudder.
Yeah.
It's not really the ideal of circumstances. But look, with this map right now, I guess there is a T-side lean. It's very difficult because the sample sizes, like the spring groups only had it played 4 times, right? So the sample sizes are small and there's a disparity in which type of teams are playing it. It's going to take a while before we truly see it ironed out.
And would you say it's feasible that, when there is a new map, especially one that is very, different to anything we've played before, 2 mids, there's a whole new approach, a new Counter-Strike available here. Do you not think that perhaps the CT side does take a little longer to develop and refine and find the gimmicks and the tricks that you can punish these T sides?
Oh, for sure.
Like, it comes more naturally to just run and plant and, break down doors.
Well, like, for example, we know what all the go-to info plays should be on the CT side of a map like Inferno. We lose this, where should we look for space, right? That's still being worked out here. So the CTs, a lot of this is passive. Like, we haven't seen any aggression.
That's what I was just thinking. The amount of times I've looked at the minimap, and if Floppy had the initiative and premonition to push boat, you've ruined the round. You know,
Precisely.
Keto's looking the wrong way. It's just a question of finding that and getting a feel for that individually and as a team.
Well, we know that there's a whole bunch of different combinations that you can do to be aggressive and be jarring. This B main position is also somewhere the CTs can aggressive they'd like. Fortunately, didn't do it this round because, well, here they come.
Grim, blind, spray, dead. tabseN double entry. With the bomb on his back, he does it all.
See, Cole never know what's coming. It's very rare, right? We've only seen them stall out around once. Otherwise, they really don't have too much idea what's coming. Then bang, flash in, kills happen, sights taken, bombs down, save. Think about how much util they have residual once they get in here. Keep Temple Smoke, keep Dark Mollied. Look at it. This is perfect. A great camera here to illustrate exactly that. The bomb's been down already for about 10 plus seconds, and there's no way in. No way at all. So Complexity need to add some variants of play here. Try and make a move on their own to initiate. Because right now they are being dictated to. They're chasing the tail of Big and they are miles behind. It's not just a car length.
Yeah, I did see an interesting attempt. Fang and Halzak, or was it Floppy? I think it's Floppy, sorry. Floppy and Halzak went for a double HE to Rugs.
Okay.
Like a stack nade towards that. Obviously not particularly beneficial, but not something I'd seen from that perspective before.
I think there's some other details here as well, because if you went and you watched the last game Big played, or Big went and watched the last game Complexity played, right, you're going to look at, okay, these are the basic CT setups, most likely this is what they're looking like on the default, but because it's a new map, you could literally change the way that you're playing it from map to map. You know, it's not ironed out in any way just yet, so here we go again. Maybe some aggression, because we saw Grim try that maneuver with the smoke down towards canals. Maybe they need something more like that as B is getting bullied.
Oh, they're in already. Keto's already running at you. Grim handles it this time. Double headshot from the dark position. JT, does have a smoke to play around. tabseN does at least fell one. It was Grim. Silenced after his double. Still, though, into the site. Huge disadvantage. Looking for the fight. syrsoN and Krimbo. Onto Halzak. Nearly a second as well. Krimbo looking sharp. 5 bullets left, and now he's lost his teammate too. Oh! Okay, well, 2 more clicks required. Opts for a fresh mag, and he's got all the time in the world. They're both in front of him. He doesn't know about JT. He's considering it, though. He certainly hasn't ruled it out as a possibility. Tried to bait the shots. Bang, down, waits for it. He knew, he knew. That fight was coming. Couldn't quite close it. JT, good restraint and a close. Makes it 4 for Cole.
Okay, well, they're going to have to deal with gun rounds for the next 2 rounds of play here, because it looks like Big have more than enough cash to buy into the next, or at least have a very tidy-looking round. That was a nice shot there from Krimbo, but couldn't quite clutch things out. And another one on 3.
Another one of them.
Yeah, they just keep cropping up.
Someone in the water here in Katowice. syrsoN looks like he was going for the opening pick. Counter flash good, and now going for a very aggressive post-up, and that's some aggression from Floppy, charging out of A main. Look at this, tabseN deals with Grim, pushing Dark, jumping out window, Fang left low, and a 3-on-3 with a very different, oh my god, how the turns have tabled. Oh dear, Favens gets them both. And yeah, you take space, somewhere else it might be taken back, straight into the B site, and the backs are turned early. Nice to see them try something different.
Yeah, and the skirmish could have worked, right? It was definitely a bit of shock and awe right there, but they just lost all that territory. And Halzak, well, does he want to save it again? He's kept that death column pretty light on, only 6 to his name, the lowest in the team. Makes sense for the AWPer to be retaining the big green, but we'll only have 1 more shot to really find some impact with that going into the next. Big will get double digits, 10, all but confirmed here. And so much, like, B main pressure. They just... running at it,
I've been recapping it. I don't think I've seen a single Big Clan player in A main ever since Floppy was close and they lost the bomb in that awkward round.
They have stayed away from it a bit.
Like, it's just been B hits, and if they do hit A, it's been through mid. Like, the A main entrance point, it's all been, you know, beacon smokes and hitting from that side.
I wonder if any of the thought process here, and look, it would be fair to say this is happening. JT with only 4 kills, 11 deaths, because JT's one of the B defenders with Grim. Right, and both of those choke points, Dark as well as B main, you need to have some good aim to be hitting those shots. So maybe looking to bully that side of the map, because Halzak tends to be more over towards middle, right? The AWPer will float around the most. This is that aggression from Floppy, and Floppy has Fang close by. So you have two very strong players towards your mid and A side of the map. You have Grim trying to do his best to batten down the hatches towards B, and Big have just been bullying it. This time, maybe we'll get the wish and they head back over towards A. Well, this would be one way to finish, wouldn't it? B, 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 B. Now they stack over towards mid and B, and you just go A.
Yeah, now.
Outmaneuvered.
Very early, main smoke actually thrown out. Like without a whiff. The smoke is down, and now they can just contact walk up on it.
It is curious, right? Because at least it segregates, but it actually gave away so much into where they're trying to finish here. So it's going to work against Big.
Grim is here. Floppy has support. Let's see how that util feels. Oh, completely caught out is Grim. Through the smoke and just working on nothing was Floppy. Run on down through the smoke. Fang, next victim, as 11 is all but a guarantee. Just a JT and a Halzak to go. 11 gonna be the mark set. The line drawn in the sand as we will be swapping sides in a very aware clear from Halzak on the way back in. Oh, eats it. Blah, straight to the face. And JT into the head of Keto. Interesting with the smoke and the kit still on his belt. If he could find and clear that site player, it's all it could have been. tabseN saves him. And there's the half. 11. It's quite the bar. It's high. Complexity will need this pistol. Let's see how their T side looks when we return. The last best of one underway here. Cole Big, and as you can see, one of the best of threes is underway. The B stream, you just saw it there on your screens during the break. NIP have been having a bit of an affair versus Spirit.
Yeah, and Spirit, well, maybe they saw a little bit of that MIBR game on Nuke. They picked Nuke against, well, I was going to say the Swedes. They're an international team right now. We've got Mirage and Vertigo, if required in that best of three. You all know where to find it, but we need to find the winner of Big versus Complexity right here. Big now on the CT side.
All right, 2 smokes on their pistol round, 3 flashbangs. Complexity. Let's see what you've been working on, what you've been cooking up in the lab. Just looking to take that B site by force, and Faven, oh, the perfect weapon. 30 bullets in a dream and a headshot too. Fang gone. Still want to get their lineups and drops. Okay, this is already feeling a bit overcooked.
It's very problematic now, isn't it? And that's a completely different look. Flash pick over towards B long.
Get early info and suddenly it's a very different map.
Yeah, it worked well here for Big on the pistol, but now towards mid they will trundle.
Let's see how tabseN handles this. I guess he's just going to take one and dip. Yep, that's enough info for him. Smoked him off. They can disrespect that. That's not a great smoke. You couldn't just work your way around the edge of it. Instead, though, into the site. Floppy big fight. Oh, tabseN's handled that well. JT trying to plant. They're flooding through heaven. Need to try and get a couple of headshots here. tabseN struggling. Grim and JT putting up a fight. And it's Faven to close. 4 from the German. He's got a big smile on his face. Very happy to be equipped with those dual Berettas.
And very well handled right there, right? They knew that the mid to A split was coming through. The A player pushed into A main so that he wasn't open. He didn't just have to commit to the fight on his own. The rotation comes through. And here's that opening. Bang. Flash is great. Fang can't see a bloody thing. He'll get removed, and now Faven coming up after his in-game leader and just munching away with these dual Berettas here to, well, make a meal of this one. Beautiful stuff, and that'll be it. That'll be 12-4, with the plant facilitating a better-looking Complexity force spike. Very light on in the util department. So what are the options going to be? Is it just sit back and wait, allow the game to be dictated to you, and then hope to find the picks? Or do you have a little bit of an idea as they will throw out a dark smoke of their own, crossing towards boat? Fang wants to get tucked in.
Grim go kill.
Okay.
Is the strategy. And a scout shot to his thigh is the result. Not fun. Faven's already taken down JT as well. He's been having a real tough one. Oh, but that's a gap. That's a gap they want to leap through. Floppy with a bomb on his back, throws the flash through. tabseN's got a lot on his plate, hanging out by the cake, still puts the bomb on the floor. Halza gone, round is 1, and Big Clan 13. They are just sprinting to the finish line here. It's odd because I thought when I was watching Cole's Anubis, it looked like it was quite viable and quite competitive. Perhaps Big have just got their number.
Yeah, and again, a new map early in the pool, teams being played, but maybe Big are the ones who are kind of setting the way that this should be played because, again, they're a really good idea, right? tabseN was playing in the site. He wasn't overextended in mid. He wasn't disjointed from his A player, right? He was able to just sit lying in wait, and I don't think you'd expect a player to be there after someone's already been what looks like hung out to dry, a little bit more aggressive. So a really good understanding.
He wants his turn. Off the flash, and the same result. Grim eats it. And now just more frags for syrsoN, looking to farm himself up some extra AWP funds. Salzerk will cancel playtime, but still, Keto on dark. 2 to be found, and 2 in his pocket. 14, a certainty with 3 HP. Halzerk just looking to nullify some of the damage if he could find another headshot, but that's not to be. Look at this, tabseN could not be aiming any easier. Finds himself a nice deagle for his troubles, and 14 is secure. So this is where the crazy comeback starts.
But this is it. If Complexity lose this, it's 15-4, call it 16-4, pack it up, it's a blowout. See him in the lower bracket.
Or.
Yeah,
or not.
No, definitely not. I wish I could have a little bit of hope, but I think, you know, there's a few factors. Complexity got dictated to in that first half. I think Floppy maybe had a little bit of tilt after having that round where he dropped out. Look, that's not ideal, but
yeah,
sometimes these things do happen.
That's also a good point in terms of where that volatility has come from. Not just the map, but also the human beings that are trying to play it. There's the stack nade working. Oh. Just the one of them, but right down the gullet.
Seeing stars right there.
Oh, Keto. A bit of a whiff there. And now setting up for early pressure A as well. Krimbo's nowhere to be seen, but he'll hear that. Now be aware that there's potential. It's 2-man mid setup. syrsoN forced to avert his gaze, misses the fight. Now going to get run on down, blind, executed. Does he expect another? tabseN and Grim. Battle of wits now between the two of them. Faven catching JT on his aggressive charge of Canals, gets away. Halzak will find tabseN though, so advantage call. This is a must-win round, I will reiterate. Have to take this one.
I'm going A here.
Krimbo's very forward, I like this. I mean, he's on his own, he knows. He may as well catch him by surprise. How surprising could it be? Well, one headshot will do. Faven's handed a 1v2. They got so much utility, and he's on the other side of the map.
Gotta respect Floppy for that right there, though. Goes for the wider swing to draw the crosshair. If he had just been jiggling, right, which is traditionally what we do see, it might have lined up, might have been a double going against them. And Faven, well, does he want to give this one a crack? You may as well. Things have been going great. But the boss man, and I'm not talking about tabseN, that's syrsoN, the wielder of the big green, will say, I would like that in the next round. Thank you very much. Good one here from Halzak onto tabseN, getting tricky in the smokes. And again, the trade, right? And an essential trade. That feels like it, is a no-pressure environment. Actually, there's a lot of pressure because your teammate just gave away his life so you can get that kill. So good stuff from Halzak there. European import, hoping them get their 5th round on the board. Maybe it is the comeback, Alex.
Maybe. And I'll entertain that as we continue. Because right now, even after winning the round, it looks like their buy is going to be less exciting than the CTs. You can see that it's going to be Floppy and JT who have to make some decisions, some weapons juggled, and actually it's fine. What am I saying?
Yeah, there's a Galil though.
A single Galil.
There's a Galil.
Yeah, someone could drop him HE. JT, no, not going to get one.
Come on, guys.
Be efficient.
Man.
Jeez.
Okay, well, let's see where Keto wants to wield this AUG. He was one of the individuals, makes sense, using it for a bit more of a ranged fight down into the canals.
Look at this from Floppy. I think he wants to kind of state a claim to this A site. Certainly a stark contrast to Big Clan's opening. They would not be caught dead here this early.
It's a lurk smoke here.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Krimbo, if he stays committed... Oh, see, here we go. Playing for info.
Yeah, hard shots, headshot angle on the ruins. Grim takes them both down. And that already marks a bit of a notable change. The reaction, the knee-jerk reaction from Big is go get info B. Well, you're not going to be getting much more than headshots to your grill if you want to take Grim on head-to-head. Floppy confirms still a presence for Krimbo to deploy the smoke, but that's just going to trap him. Oh, that's a nice lineup. And then just pop. Oh, AUG tracking a bit off the mark there, and that should be it.
That's that nice molly. Clear out that corner on platform. Very nice protocols to get into the site here. So, one of the better looking rounds for Complexity so far in this map. Handling business.
It does feel
the opener, deal with the push. Good stuff.
That like B info at any point is such a determining factor regard. Like if you go for it early and no one's there, great. If you go for it and there's everyone there, you could have a 2v2 while the round is determined in those 10-15 seconds. It's so high octane.
But you can see this extra utility Big are using for those type of pushes. I think they threw a HE there before. If anybody was lining up nades, it's a common position out in that courtyard to line up some nades. That molly as well to remove a couple of positions where they can be standing. And a bit more of the B stream action right now. NIP in the lead, but only just. Could be 8 rounds coming up very soon as, there you go, head trick. Grabbing a couple, doing some tricks, but that is on our B stream. We're on YouTube and Twitch. No longer exclusive. So you can get yourself a bit of the rewind function. All that good stuff. Okay, well, we're working on something. One little brick at a time here. A few saved guns. Money in question right here for Big, so I don't think they'll be purchasing too heavily behind what's being retained. Are they going to try and enable syrsoN here to try and find a pick with this AWP? Well, we can stay on board with him. Okay, nothing too crazy. Didn't want to go for the dark pick. More often than not, smoked off, and as we know that the T's can get there first, but there are a couple of nice flashes you can throw from A to deal with that. And Floppy again, leers forward, has a look.
Oh, that's where the AUG really does make it look easy. Oh, and that's the opposite. Keto catches Halzak in transition. Krimbo, I assume, is going to be spotted. Yeah, Floppy catches it, and Akon committed. Tabson's down as well.
Imagine if this is just like the opposite of how Ancient played in the beginning, which was just like CT dominance.
Yeah. We start having like 13-2 T-halves.
Just T-halves, just things that we haven't seen.
That would be sick for Counter-Strike,
forever.
actually. Kind of cool.
CT's just always eco.
Yeah, but the... yeah.
Eco buy, save, save, save.
Yeah, and then
Sounds like a chant at an Outsider's game.
It does. It does. Yeah, I mean, actually, there's a conversation to be had about how interesting that would be for the CTs, especially. You know, the excitement of them actually getting that first on the on the exception. You know.
Well, we used to have and this is Ancient history, right? But with maps like New, because they do try and hunt down this orb. If you got a 12-3 half, you were happy with that.
Right.
If you lost 14-1, you're like, okay, we're in trouble now. But at 12-3, you're like,
it's in the bag, boys.
You're like, that's great, right? Because winning pistol or maybe getting one gun round, something like that, that was all you would get. Nuke was so CT-sided. And that's just the way the map's played. You know, there wasn't too much like concern of, oh, is it balanced? We knew we played both sides, right? Like anything you can do, we can do better. And doesn't get away with it, but the AWP retained. So good stuff from Keto there. That's important.
Man. Yeah, I mean, very. Let's see if, though, Complexity have got longevity. I mean, it's 3 in a row.
And there is pressure, because Big have taken a timeout. So Big feeling maybe this would be the time to have a chit-chat, get Gob onto the mic.
Gob B, legendary German in-game leader. Left us for a moment, but as Big Clan started, you know, to really need him, the bat signal was in the sky, he returned.
And looking good.
And he does look great, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's like looks 10 years younger, somehow.
Okay, well, this is a bit of a classic Big maneuver here, and likely why Gob wanted to take the timeout, because they did retain the AWP, sure, but there was enough for a buy, but not enough for a full buy. And I think Gob, a bit like me, still prescribes to the old school of making sure we have all the goodies, especially when you have a lead like this. Because you think about it, if they bought, right, and then they lose this next round, then they have to take another partial, and then they'll have a full buy after that. But this way, we just take another partial, we use this AWP, maybe we can find a pick or two, make it interesting, and then after that, well, we can get out the guns anyway, right? So, Big here are playing to close this, maybe not as quickly as possible, but as safely as possible. They have 4 grenades.
Yeah, there's certainly something to be done with this. syrsoN setting something up for Faven.
Where is that? Oh,
Grim.
that's locked off Grim. There's a smoke behind him, right?
Like he... Look at what that actually leads to. It does make it difficult to support Grim. It's no longer 3, it's 1. Cool concept. We saw him throw this, almost the mirror of that towards the CT cave position.
It hasn't worked. It looked like they wanted to pressure B to scare them away, but here they come, because right now Big has a stack towards mid, and I don't know if they'll rotate in time.
They're about to be locked out, especially with Faven going down without a peep. syrsoN, though, does bring the AWP through for a moment before Halzak. There's the almost immediate trade. Tabson now set to recover and maintain that AWP, going to go and find a hidey hole somewhere.
So here's the question, right? Gob wanted them to save in this round to make sure they have a full buy going into the next. So now the scoreline will read 14-8.
Yeah.
There's a high probability they save the AWP again, which is great. Just more money being built up for a syrsoN residual AWP if necessary, if things continue to go wrong. But what is your plan? Is it just to play a default round and hope that you can convert? Do you have an aggressive move? Do you have some kind of play to find a pick? Because Grim, well, lurking over towards T-spawn. Did he make a step? He did, yeah. Keto's heard that. Still can't convert. A little bit unfortunate there for Keto. I feel like he should be getting that one, especially with the 5-7 at that range. And there it is. So it's only a 6-round game now. And when you frame it like that, it seems pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, after the first half, we had 11-4. Felt like it was very much one-way traffic, but then just at the back of your mind, you do wonder, but how T-sided is this map? And we're finding out, of course, as it's very new to the pool, but right now it's 4 in a row, 4 consecutive rounds by bomb detonation. So certainly things have been going swimmingly ever since Complexity could have a buy.
2 orgs.
Okay, well, 1 didn't quite hit the spot. Let's try 2.
That was an early nade, Grim. It's 147, mate.
Yeah, you don't listen. 3B to start things off. Krimbo solo A with JT and Floppy knocking. Nice set to clear close safe. Can swing around that. Counter flash will repel the invaders as we go back and forth looking for that information. It does seem now that Cole have full A main control. Now bomb is miles away. But make no mistake, this is going to start forcing CTs to maneuver.
Not a perfect molly here. Technically, there could be a CT standing on the back of that ledge still behind the pillar. It didn't look like it went deep enough.
No, it really didn't. So Fang from the late mid. Oops. And Krimbo, ooh, met by Floppy. 2 in a masterful spray and into the site for space. Long rotate. Bomb is joining them, Faven and syrsoN. Trying to get their way back on in. Still, with Fang lurking middle, it's going to be so difficult to get through Acon and be threatening. syrsoN's aware. This is just, it's almost a guarantee. There's going to be someone there to catch you as you try and make your way back in. And so we will save what we can.
I feel that we're at the point of a bit of cause for concern now, and not in the sense that they can run this the whole way back, but Big right now, they obviously just want to get this done, but they're not in any rush to do it. They want to make sure they do it the right way, but at some point you will have to take some risks. I know you're in a disadvantaged situation here. Fang couldn't get either kill there. Has spurred Grim forward for the hunt. They can take away a couple of rifles here. He's going to step into the AWP, so he's gone as well. I think that'll be all the hounds sent after these rifles. But eventually, you will have to take a chance, and you'd prefer to not have to take that chance when the scoreline is 14-14?
Yeah, ideally it would be happening sooner rather than later.
So there's still a gap, but now it's 5, so round after round being posted here. A decent looking showing from Complexity, and some of the tendencies for them is getting control of this A main position. It's twofold. Not only does it apply pressure to weaken the mid defense, it also means that they can't be forward in A main for fast flanks to boat and canal. So there are some positives to look at here with Complexity's default spread.
Just the one smoke off spawn. A second in response. syrsoN posted up for this. Likely to eat the flash, and whoa, quick headshot out of JT. syrsoN was blind, fires his shot, they know they can run him down, but Faven, the bodyguard, has already been felled. Complexity make this look easy as they kick open B to prove to Big that this is not going to be easy.
Yeah, okay. Well, we really do have a game now. Neither team really having a whole lot of potency on these CT sides. Big early looked good, right? We saw some aggressive moves. 4 kills from Faven on the pistol round with the Julies. Dealing with the early force buy. And that's really where most of these rounds have come from. Other than that, they haven't been able to put anything together that's too comprehensive. The Complexity are able to pick their sight and hit their shots. And again, they might consider a bit of a hunt here because the cash is starting to flourish here. 6k for Halzerk, 11 for Floppy. They are being very diligent on the clears here, so unlikely to find the roosting CTs over towards a main. Rugs, yep, that's definitely clear. Nobody home. And the bomb will go off and they'll be too far away to do anything about this. I feel we've been here before today. Was it the Sprout game where there was a lot of saves? No, it was the Nuke game with MIBR.
Yes.
And they were just getting outmaneuvered and they had to save, right? And we're seeing
5-6 rounds in a row.
Similar scenes here, but there's a bit more action early, and then it's like, it's a no-brainer. You really do have to save, so.
I want to see caution thrown to the wind. Is it syrsoN that gives him that opening, that... Not seeing... Well, don't you dare peek that again. Faven. Here's an AWP rattle off a shot from T-Stairs. Halzerk now posted, and you will have to just respect... Oh, they're crawling on this. This makes sense. So he posts up. Normally one. JT's been doing this alone. He's even got a lineup to clear. Lovely. So he's got the perfect molly and an exchange of flame. I don't know how much was heard. Chip damage inflicted.
Redirecting through mid right now. It did look like they want to set up a B split, but you can see Complexity now walking across the bridge. And there's a bit of a gap here. It's just going to be tabseN.
Deliberate noise, maybe? Just a bit of stress. syrsoN on the fade, goes down after the one. 4-on-4 now. Oh, what is that from tabseN?
Dick dead.
Oh, through the doors. I mean, that was instantaneous. Straight onto the head. First bullet on the wall bang. And Floppy hits one back. Okay, he's not done. 2v4 goes 2v3, and Floppy is not alone. He had Halzerk, still has him. 29 points of health after the damage, and Floppy still hitting every shot he takes. Oh, this is going to really get under the big clan skin if they concede.
The CT's Krimbo, I'm pretty sure just smoked B main, and that's where tabseN's flanking from here.
Oh, does he walk through it? That could be cheeky. And no one's looking. They look the wrong way. Perfection! Bait and switch quad kill from tabseN. Doesn't look particularly happy about that, but it is going to be converted after the attempted heroics of Floppy.
It's kind of like, okay, yeah, I guess I'll just have a big 4K round where I dink a guy immediately through the doors, finish off with the spam.
Can we see that? I bet we're going to see that one again, because that felt naughty.
This was tidy, right? So the molly comes through, he spams, knowing if they're close, they have to backtrack. The second on the Grim is beautiful, and then through the grey screen. I am positive Krimbo threw that smoke, and then tabseN, hello, yeah, you thought I was rotating through Temple, nah, I'm behind you, easy as you like, a big 4K, the in-game leader steps up, and that's 15.
Really, really, a nice observation as well, Chad. Catching that smoke from Krimbo, it's the reason they win that round. It was about to go all Floppy's way. So, big clan, there you go. They break their silence. It was a 6, was it 6? Yeah, 6-round run.
It's made it look interesting, hasn't it? And there's actually been some good looks, right? Not only am I interested in who wins this matchup, I'm interested to see developments on Anubis. So it's been fun to get to cast this for the last best of one of the day.
A lot of big BO3s kicking off after this. Tell your friends, day one of Katowice has got a lot more to it. syrsoN's in trouble, needs a smoke, otherwise he is not getting out of there. Extinguish. Flames, nades, he's okay. But you can see he was trying to take some initiative there. Didn't quite work out for him.
There's a very strong angle you can hold if you can get there, but you see just how quick the T's are able to lock them in place in jail. Again, this same back and forth, the utility down towards Dark. And Fang, being very cheeky with it here.
Yeah, I like that. Hoping to catch out their mid player. tabseN's nowhere near it, though. In fact, he seems to have a bit of an intuition that A might be under scrutiny. Coming in towards tabseN's domain are the entire squad. He's jiggling. Gotta drop it. Tux turns, and they're pushing. tabseN! Oh dear! Krimbo on an AWP needs multi, does find 2. And the third is on the agenda, does let it go. And now the side is open. Could this be Cole making it 11? Bit of a weird smoke, but the bomb down regardless. faveN and syrsoN.
I've done an awful lot of saving here, and the thing is they have no idea what's going on in mid. Fang really hasn't moved a muscle. He has forced himself a little bit more forward in toward the doors. And doesn't need to relinquish control of this as well. It does look like we will see another big save. So continuing to do this by the book, right? Continuing to make sure they still have the weapons they need to close things out. But that setup from Big, it felt like they had everything they needed and more to be able to convert that round, right? tabseN there, I think he was expecting Krimbo to take contact first before they made it through that smoke, but they just pounced immediately. They called his bluff and they'll call themselves into another round of play. syrsoN and faveN will just survive. And Halzerk on the other side of things.
All right, Complexity are certainly not going down without a fight. 4 consecutive required.
And we highlighted it. We were talking about Grim and his good performance over there in the spring groups. Well, he's got 18 kills so far. Now, look, it's nothing nuclear, but he's still got himself 4 rounds if he wants to pipe up and continue with a couple of multi-kills. 14 for the Zerk. 13 for JT. He's turned it around since that first half of play. 14 for Floppy and Fang on 8. And the other side of things, it's tabseN on the top with 20.
Again, an early nade, Chad. Rush is not going to be happy.
Maybe he's worried about run boost timing.
Yes, he's been thinking about that.
I don't think Rush calculated the run boost timing.
Didn't think about that. Oh.
That's the double nade. That's the double nade from A right there to T-Stairs. That is a lot of damage. 15 HP for the poor Halzerk.
Halzerk swallows it. Yeah, Krimbo. Like the angle. A lot of responsibility on that. Wouldn't favor you against an AWP, but Halzak lost an extra 2 this time. A bit safer. Same setup from Big in that sense that tabseN's got to kind of housekeep mid and provide some overwatch for A. Smokes in the air as syrsoN goes for a clear of long.
There's so many angles here. He has to clear hard left. There's that little nook and cranny that's straight ahead of him as well. But he does have the space, and they are making their presence known. This looks like an A split.
Feels like it, doesn't it? The fact that Grim's with Fang, this is different. tabseN has to respect that. Look at that Molotov. Very effective. Counter incendiary, but disrespected. Grim will force the fight. And already JT with a big opening onto Krimbo. tabseN falls and complexity farm. Only one. faveN is all he can muster. And yeah, I'm afraid that word is probably going to be coming out again.
Yeah, we all know what this means. But another successful execute on towards the site. And you could see, because we had tabseN's POV, we also had the A defender's POV, just how difficult that crunch is to deal with. And the other day, when I was watching Big play, what tabseN was able to get away with was a lot of late top-mid walks. But because more often than not, complexity are playing somebody through the top mid-bridge position, tabseN can't be more aggressive. We've seen him try it a couple of times and be caught out. So that's one push that they're not able to make. The other place that you could look to push, was B long. We saw that just in play from syrsoN, or walking out dark into Canal, right? But you could also try and take the fight to them here and through the legs, and very lucky to be alive is syrsoN. Okay. At this point, you can buy again. syrsoN can drop. It can be a full purchase. The loss bonus, yeah, it's maxed out. So they'll continue to get that 3,400 round after round when they lose. So saving a couple guns mean it should be buy after buy. Surely now, some type of a team-based aggressive maneuver. We saw how good those nades were under Halzak.
It's crazy, right? You just need one, but that has been the case for the last 2. Let's see. syrsoN with an aggressive window fight to try and stop that walk up Canals. Calls made, and Keto will react with a perfect spray. Floppy hamstrung for the rest of the round. Unconfirmed damage, but certainly knows he's hit something. Trying his luck. Oh, and JT's his next victim. Might as well make it 2. As syrsoN and faveN take it leaps and bounds. All of a sudden, complexity's potency looking a little lost here. And Halzak has to be the hero, not anymore. faveN's the one to find him. And that one, that elusive one, comes through off of the back of faveN, defending his site, defending his honor. Bomb is lost. Floppy tagged up initially by Keto and his heroics.
Just going to take a lick of damage here. Poor Floppy, position given up when he tried to spam through that smoke. It's just a matter of time right now. Can't get through middle. No point going around the world. The bomb's down on the site, and there's 3 bodies basically standing right on top of it.
Yeah, good luck. Have fun with this one.
Quite
I would actually
no
say
way.
Impossible.
Impossible. Yeah, I'm with you. Impossible.
Like 100% over. There it is. Big Clan happy with that one. They get it across the line. Anubis as well. Interesting to have that played in your first of Katowice.
Yeah, the conversation all about the T-sides from both teams here. CT, well, this is the question. How is it going to start to iron out over weeks and weeks of play? Hopefully a lot more Anubis throughout Katowice to sink our teeth into.
Yeah, and sinking their fangs will be Furia taking on Big Clan in that upper bracket game. Best of 3s now, Chad. The best of 1's done. We're going to be chopping and changing. We get to hear from Hawker and Bardolph up next. But that's it for us to...